Hi, everybody. It is so great to be back again and chatting with you. We are live across some multiple platforms. You'll find me on Facebook, you'll find me on Instagram and on YouTube. And we're so excited to talk to you again and to come back again for our monthly square foot show. And before you say, oh my goodness, there's another square foot show. Yes, there's another square foot show. It's our tree edition, and we're so excited. So, if you can think about the Square Foot Show as an online gallery that is bringing you every month just a reworking of the gallery, bringing you new artists to collect new themes, it's our monthly show. So, that's what we do here at Square Foot Show. Square Foot Show is an online absolutely wonderful show. Follow us on Instagram at Square Foot Show. Follow us on YouTube at Square Foot Show. And what we do is we bring art to you, art to the collector, and we bring collectors to the art. So if you're an artist, I want you to go to squarefootshow.com, find the application for Square Foot Show and apply there. What's going to happen is we'll see your application for the shows you want to apply for. We have a jury. If you're juried in, we will send you an invitation and you'll be part of the next show, or like the show that you applied for. So it's really a wonderful thing. So let me tell you a little bit about Square Foot Show. It's a very fast paced show. The first few hours are when you want to do all your shopping. Pieces go very, very quickly. And we suggest that you possibly, if you wanted to use the Shop app by Shopify, we are on a platform called Shopify. It's a very secure app. And we suggest buying your paintings one at a time because you can put your paintings in your cart and people can come along and take them right out of it if you have not bought it. And that has happened before. And it's always a little bit sad when that happens. But that's a great way to do it. The show goes live at 8 p.m. tomorrow night, April 9th. And the live preview is happening right now. So if you go to squarefootshow.com right now and register, we will send you an automated email with the password so that you can get in and see the live or see the show and the 126 paintings that we are showing for the tree theme. This theme of trees is one of our most popular. So I'm really excited to see tomorrow what goes. And I was perusing the show in the last 2 days, and it is marvelous. These artists have brought their A game. And that's what we're here today to do, is we're going to be discussing the show with 4 of the artists that are in the show. I'm going to ask them some questions. You can learn about them. And that's our goal, is to bring artists to you. If these artists that you love or an artist from the show sells out before you get a chance to buy, please feel free to go directly to the artist, find them on Instagram, and ask them if they have more. They will love that. That's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to promote artists. There's room for everybody. There's room for these artists to show their work outside Square Foot Show and for you to collect them. And it's a very, really solid opportunity. So let me tell you a little bit about Square Foot Show in case you are just landing here and don't know who I am and don't know what Square Foot Show is. I'm Julia Veenstra. I'm one of the co-founders of the Square Foot Show. The Square Foot Show started in my little studio on James Street North in Hamilton, Ontario in Canada, probably 10 or 12 years ago. And it was a very successful little show. I'm really proud of that I used to have about 100 to 150 paintings on the wall for a show in the beginning of December, and people would line up, even though it was winter, they would line up outside the show until I opened the doors at 8 o'clock, and people would come in and they would grab the paintings right off the wall and they would collect the artists that they wanted to collect. So then we had to take it online when COVID hit. So COVID hit and we decided to pivot, and myself, Lindsay, Elias, and Brock, who are now all co-founders of Square Foot Show, They were actually working with me at the time. It was still just the Julia Veenstra Square Foot Show. And we put it online and we thought, 75 people line up, maybe 150, because across the country I had a decent following on Instagram. So I'm good at chatting it up. I love chatting it up and advertising. So I thought maybe 150, maybe 200 people. It's going to be great. Maybe there's one painting for everybody. And I think we had 200 paintings to sell. Well, it was when we opened, the site crashed immediately. It crashed immediately. And we had to work, not me, but because I don't do all the technical stuff, but Lindsay, Brock, and Eli had to work like crazy to get us all back online. And so we did that. I was getting phone calls from people. I was getting emails from people. We can't get on. And oh my goodness, what a good problem to have. There were so many people. I think we estimated 2,000 people hit the site. And so we could not believe it. And then even better, I went to bed that night and I had checked the bank account and I checked, like how much money is in there. And I'm lying in bed and I'm dividing it by, the amount that we sold the paintings for. And I thought, we have sold too many paintings. And we had sold, I believe, over 30 extra paintings because the platform that we were using wasn't sensitive enough for milliseconds. So all those people that put those paintings in their cart were able to buy them. So I had to go to all the artists and say, are you willing to paint again? Or do you have more 12 by 12s to offer these customers? And all of them were very excited about this and said yes. And all of the customers were also very excited to be part of such a fun, fast, furious, successful thing that they were all thrilled to be supporting the artists. So this is a great way for you to support artists in your community or not. We have artists from Canada and the US. We've had artists from Dubai, from England, from UK. It is absolutely fun, the reach that we're getting. So tell your friends, tell them to come on in and check the show. All the paintings are 12 by 12, thus square foot. And all the paintings sell for $350 Canadian, 300 US. It's free shipping. There will be a tax if you're in an area where you're getting taxed. There'll be tax, but then the artist will wrap up their paintings and they're going to send it to you, and it's going to be really great. So every month we have a prize, and everyone who is on our email list, they get to be entered every month into that to win that prize. So it's not simply new subscribers get to win the prize. It's everybody who is on our list. You have a chance to win the prize. And this month, I painted the prize. So this is a solo tree. What did I call this? So I haven't named it yet. I'm going to have to name it. Actually, no, I think I did. I think pink, it's pink something. I think I called it pink. I can't remember, but I think it's Pink Pony something, Pink Pony Tree for the Pink Pony Club. And this is the prize. This is, would be, if I was selling this direct, this would be a $600 painting. When you shop at Square Foot Show, it is a sale for most of the artists. All of the artists sell for at least $350. Most of them are doing a sale at this point. So I think I've got all of the housekeeping out of the way. If you have any questions, please let me know in the chat. But I'm just going to go right to the fun because we're going to talk to these artists and we're going to see what they are putting on. So the first artist I'm going to add is Claire Bowen. Hi, Claire.
Hey, Julia. Hi, everyone.
How are you?
Oh, doing well. This is exciting.
It's very exciting. I'm always excited. I'm always amazed at how fast a Square Foot show, these monthly Square Foot shows come up. And I'm always just thrilled every month to see that more and more collectors signing up and collecting art and supporting artists. It's just fantastic.
Well, I think it's wonderful what you and the team have done. I mean, what a success story.
It's super fun. And so I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
So first of all, your name's Claire Bowen, but where are you from?
Well, we live mostly in Florida,
Okay.
but we also have a residence in Georgia, and that's where I am now. We're in the foothills of the Smokies in a little
Oh,
town in Georgia in the States.
that
So,
sounds so romantic.
well, it's beautiful. And you were talking earlier about spring. It's just the most gorgeous green trees, and it's been nice to see all the budding of the trees as we're
Well,
painting trees.
we Canadians who are in Ontario are a little jealous because today it's 7 degrees Celsius, which I think is somewhere it's below 50. And it's just where we're hoping spring will start. So we're going to kick it off with our beautiful tree show. So Claire, what kind of paintings do you do? We'd love to see a couple if you've got them with.
Sure,
Tell us
got a
what your
couple.
medium is.
Mostly acrylic,
Okay,
but mixed media. I do some collage and just do some various use some various materials, but
lovely.
acrylic base. And these are a couple in the show.
Oh, so you're framing yours too.
I have two that are on narrow panels, and so
Yeah.
they are framed.
That
Yeah,
is wonderful. I love the abstract quality and the graphic quality of your work.
thank you. I like, yeah, this one's really abstract. I like the graphic quality
Oh,
of
it's very cool.
geometric shapes. So, um,
Have
I,
you painted for a long time?
yes, I majored in art in college, and that was a lot of years ago, and and have painted. But we have a family of five children, and so I sort of did that for most of the last few years, and now am able to be a little more concentrated on the
Absolutely.
art.
You and I are the same. I have five children.
Oh yeah.
I stayed home with my five kids and I painted when I had a commission. I didn't tend to paint just for the fun of it. I painted when I had a commission. So I'm just seeing a note that we're having trouble streaming to Instagram. So possibly Dan is one of our associates is fixing that for us. So Claire, where can we can find you at Claire Bowen on
Right.
Instagram
Yes, clairebowen.art.
.art. And are you in any galleries?
I'm not. Have
Not
had some
yet.
things with online galleries, but I'm not in any physical gallery at the time.
Okay.
So just promoting online.
Yep. And do you have a lot of work like besides what you've been putting forward for
I,
the Scriffer Show?
I do.
People can
I
come
do.
and find.
I've got yeah. I paint all the time.
And do you have a website then? So
I
if
do.
people wanted
Claire
to
Bowen.
post,
Yeah, it's clairebowen.com.
that is perfect. Well,
Yeah.
Claire, best of luck for tomorrow night. We're going to move on to Sandy Redmond.
Thank you, Julia. Wonderful opportunity.
Oh, I forgot to ask you, have you been in the show before?
No, I haven't. My
No,
first
it's your
time.
First time.
And yeah, I'm
Yay.
so thrilled.
Yay, I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's such a great
Oh, that's
opportunity.
great. That means all our jurors picked you, which is awesome.
How nice to know.
That
Thank
is
you.
nice to know. All right, we're going to go to Sandy. Hi, Sandy.
Hi, Julia. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm doing well, thank you. Happy to
Good.
be here.
Good. It's nice. So you're Sandy Redmond, and it's San Redmond at Instagram. And we were talking a little bit before we went live. You're in Kelowna, and apparently it's beautiful in
It
Kelowna right
is beautiful. Yes, mind you, we haven't had much of a winter here this year, which is a bit sad for the ski population. But
now. Yeah.
yeah,
My son lives in Kelowna.
I think I knew that because
Yeah, we
the
come to
very
Kelowna 3 or 4 times a year. We'll have
yeah.
to get together for a coffee.
Oh, I'd love that. The very first show I did was, I think, the Lake Country Art Walk, and that was a year and a half ago. And I got a commission from it. And when I went to deliver the commission, there were a few of your paintings in the buyer's home, and I was expressing how much I love them, and so they said you should apply to the Square Foot Show, and I think that was it was a relation of yours.
I think that was my daughter-in-law's mom,
Yeah.
and she told me about you.
Okay, nice.
So she's a good, this is what we want, everybody. We want collectors who are enthusiastic about the art that they buy. And that's what art does. It makes people just so enthusiastic. Imagine, she fell in love with something by you. And then she's like, oh, we need to promote you more, get you onto the Square Foot Show. And I think she immediately wrote me, sent me photos. And so then when we saw your application, it was a no-brainer.
Yes, well, I'm very grateful.
That is wonderful. So are you, so you did a lake walk. Are you in any galleries in Kelowna yet?
No galleries. No, not yet. Not
yet. And you have a studio there.
I'm in my living room / storage area for my paintings. I live in a small house, so my storage is limited. So I work just out of my house.
Good. And this is just, if I said it already, this is your first show with Square Foot Show.
First Square Foot Show, yes.
Fantastic. Can you show us a sample?
Yes, definitely. So these are my little, I'll try and do this. These are my little trees.
Oh, so
that
cute.
You can see there.
So those are the ones that if you go to squarefootshow.com and sign up for our newsletter, you'll get the email and you'll be able to log in and see the preview.
That's right.
Right. And follow us on Instagram. But you have to go to squarefootshow.com and sign up for that newsletter. And we don't spam you. We just bring beautiful art to your inbox. So how long have you been painting, Sandy?
I dabbled for, I don't know, maybe 10 years or so. And then it was just a couple years ago, kids were getting older, and I decided I would put an application in for that Lake Country show, and then I got accepted, and I was like, oh gosh. And so it's kind of been full steam since then, and such a fun adventure, and really, really enjoying it.
Well, I didn't even put this together that this was who you were when I saw your name. And I'm thrilled. And I'm going to actually tell Jackie that I got to talk to you and interview you today. And she's going to be thrilled. She loved your work. And I think she right away told you that your prices were too cheap, right?
Yes, that's a tricky one, as you know, especially for someone who's relatively new. But yeah,
it's
working on it.
Yeah. So I always say to artists, we prove here at Square Foot Show that your 12 by 12 should be 350 or above, because people buy them at that. So you have to work on those prices, because sometimes if your prices are too low, you sell a lot, but you're exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta hike up those prices a little bit just so that you can breathe, because you've got a family.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, congratulations and welcome to the show. And I wish you the best of luck tomorrow. And again, if you're going to be buying a piece of Sandy's, put it in your cart and buy it right away. Otherwise, somebody can snatch that right out of your hand. And it's tomorrow night, April 9th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So where you are right now, it's going to be 5 p.m. Standard Time, Pacific Time.
Pacific Time, correct.
But then you guys are going to mess it all up next time the time changes, because you don't do time change anymore.
That's right.
If you haven't heard, BC does not do time change anymore. So we're going to go from 3 hours, and then the show is going to go live at 4.
Yeah.
But it's going to be lovely. That's a whole conversation about time change, isn't it?
That's right.
So, okay, I'm going to go to Diane Dowsett next.
Thank you
Bye,
so much.
Sandy.
Thank you.
Hi, Diane.
Hey, Julia. Hi, everybody.
How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks. How about you?
I'm doing great. I found it fascinating to be talking to Sandy, because we all have connections, don't we? I think if we talked long enough, we'd find such wonderful art connections. So you, when we were doing a little bit of a preview chat, I learned you're in Kingston.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit outside of Kingston. I'm in a small community called Brighton in Ontario. It's Eastern Ontario in Canada, and very jealous of the West Coast spring so far. I'm with you. I'm about 3 hours down the road from you in Hamilton, and we
Yeah.
are desperately waiting for spring to arrive.
Did you get snow yesterday?
Yes, we did.
Did it stay?
We have just a little skimmer of it left, kind of in the shady parts, but I was in full denial. I was
Yep.
holed up in my studio and painting, and I thought, okay, this time of year, it's not going to last. Next
No.
time I look out the window, it's going to be gone.
Yep. We had hail on Sunday.
Oh, gosh.
But it's 7 degrees right now, and tomorrow we're going to have 16 degrees Celsius for everybody Americans who don't know what that is. Celsius. So how long have you been painting? Your work behind you is stunning.
Oh, thank you so much. So I've been painting in earnest for about 7 or 8 years. I worked in pencil and charcoal for many, many, many years prior to that. I was primarily a hobby artist while I was working. I had a corporate business career, and then I left that world about 5 years ago and fully launched myself as a working artist as a second gig.
So was that during COVID?
Yes. So it was just on the other side of COVID. So I was just kind of coming out of it. And my gosh, what an interesting time to kind of make a transition into a different career.
But it was a great time.
It was
a great time. Like we here at Square Foot Show, I remember, and even me as an artist, I remember standing at my counter when I got my first email from one of the galleries that represents me that said they were closing. And I remember going, oh, like I hadn't thought it through. And then another one, and then another one. And I thought, how is my work going? How am I going to live if this is how I do it? You know, people go to the galleries and they buy. And unless those galleries pivoted, it was a hard time, but then most galleries did pivot. And then when we put the Square Foot Show online, it was ridiculous how successful and how people wanted this so much. And we are so honored that we now have brought $1.5 million worth of 12 by 12s to the world. That's over 4,500 paintings in the last 4 or 5 years. And we are just so proud of it that we're bringing artists to collectors and collectors to artists. And we have so many, Diane, you wouldn't believe this, but we have so many collectors that now own 10, 12. They're never done. And I'm the same. When I'm scouring through, I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be a dangerous show. And I kind of give myself, like, I've got 3 paintings in the show. Maybe I can buy 3 paintings, right? If I sell, I'll buy one, right?
I like that logic. I use that too.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's so fun. So you're painting in Kingston, and you obviously, is it acrylic?
Yeah, so I paint primarily in acrylic on canvas, but I also really like using India ink markers as well too, especially for when I'm trying to get into some fine details or adding just a little bit punch more of pigment. So I do use a little bit of mixed media, but I love acrylic paints.
Yeah, that's so wonderful. And I'm really proud of the fact that so many women who did get into painting, and women and men who got into painting during COVID, that we can bring you guys forward. And story after story after story of artists who have only really launched themselves into this in the last 5 or 6 years. So as bad as COVID was, and as sad as it was, some good things happened for a lot of people. A lot of things got rethought, right?
It was an amazing leapfrog into technology, that transition, as you say now, to everybody becoming really familiar with the online experience. And now we get the best of both worlds, right? We have both online as well as in person. So it works out really well.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things, like when we're coaching you guys to send in your photos, we tell you, make sure they're great, make sure they're crisp and clean, because we find the ones, if we've had photos that aren't as great, those are the ones that don't sell very well.
For sure.
So everybody has had to pick up their skills and ramp it up. And it's just so wonderful. All right. Is there anything else you want to tell us about yourself? So it's Diane_Dowsett_artistry. Are you in any galleries?
Yeah, so I currently have a few pieces in a gallery in Port Hope, Ontario, in the Northumberland Arts Gallery. I also sell a lot of my work through a couple of retail stores kind of in Eastern Ontario. And I, like many of my fellow artists, I am on the art fair and art festival kind of circuit. So just gearing up for that too, now that spring and outdoor weather is coming soon.
Yep. So that means you've done all your applications.
Oh yes.
And you're waiting for your acceptance, and
Yes.
you're going to be doing the gamut. You're going to be having a tent and standing in it.
Absolutely. But I'm so delighted that this is actually my 3rd Square Foot show.
Yay.
So, yay. So this is my 2nd time in the Trees show. And I tell you, what was such an unexpected pleasure was connecting with collectors all over the place, like from Wyoming, from British Columbia, from here in Ontario, and even just getting into some chat and getting to know kind of the people who have very kindly collected my paintings. That has been such an unexpected, wonderful pleasure from the show.
It really has. It's mind-boggling, actually. Yeah. I mean, we were just talking with Claire, who's in Georgia.
Yeah, amazing.
Right? Like, it's so
What
fun.
a great way to connect all of us.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So what I'm going to say is to support Diane, to support Claire, Sandy, and Katie Laws, who's coming up. First thing that you can all do is find them on Instagram and just follow them and like their posts. Like the Square Foot Show posts, share them maybe to your stories that this is a show that you enjoy, and invite people to come watch it. That's a free way to support these artists, because it might be that your share gets Diane's work in front of the right person who wants to collect it. And that is just a win for everybody. So, okay, Diane, we're going to finish the show talking with Katie Laws. You have a great day, and good luck in the show tomorrow.
Thank you.
Hi, Katie.
Hello.
Hey, we kind of match.
I know. I love fun glasses.
Me too. I feel like my husband just got a whole bunch, and now I'm jealous of him. I need to maybe invest in a few more.
Yeah, what's really sad is I'm doing that whole I think I need reading glasses thing, and I'm like, that means I need a new prescription, which means I'm gonna have to get rid of this set of glasses that I love. I've got lots of glasses. I don't want to invest in new glasses yet.
When I first got my first pair, and then I stood in front of a canvas, I'm like, wait a minute. Wait. I can't see properly. And I could see every little crevice on the canvas. I was like, I can't paint like this. But I got used to them. Now I can't see anything without them now. But Katie, where are you?
I am in Arizona. I've been married for 20 years, and we've lived all over in the West. I grew up in Oregon. We've lived in Idaho and Utah and California and Washington, New Mexico, and now we're here. We actually bought a restaurant here in Southern Arizona, and that's why we ended up here, and we've been here for 4 years now.
What is your restaurant specialty?
We're like an American diner, like classic comfort food. Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool. Now, okay, do you put art in your restaurant?
Yeah, I do. We have 3 different dining spaces. And so in one of them, in the main restaurant dining room, we have Arizona artists, lots of cactus. Arizona is in the name of our restaurant, so it's very all Arizona themed. In the second room, I have my own little gallery there of fun pink paintings. Yeah.
Yeah, I own a gallery too, and we have a small cafe in it, and it definitely has some of my work in there. Yeah, for sure. All right, so are you in any other galleries other than your own?
So I've been represented by Saab Gallery. She's based in Los Angeles. She's represented me at shows like the LA Art Fair. And then I'm in a couple little retail type situations in Tucson, Arizona. Yeah.
That is very, very cool. All right, do you have I'm trying to think of the next question. So I've asked you where you are. How long have you been painting?
Oh, I was always kind of an artsy kid. And when I was getting ready to go to college, I really wanted to study art, but I didn't have anyone in my life to like guide me through that process. I didn't have a portfolio or anything. I just had this desire to be surrounded by and doing art. So what ended up happening is that I studied elementary education because I was like, well, then I can do art with kids and that'll be fun.
Well, that's
And that
really
was
fun.
yeah, that was like a good way to scratch the itch a little bit. And then I started painting about like as a meditative practice almost. We actually also own a commercial cleaning business that's based in New Mexico. And so had been doing that for a few years. I had just had our fourth child and I was really stressed out, burned out, like needing some time to myself. So I started painting.
Everybody who's listening to this realizes you needed some time to yourself.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, I love color. And so I was just playing with colors and I took a few like online courses. And that was like really just a few months before
You
COVID
fit that
hit.
in when? Between midnight and 4 a.m.?
Basically, yes. No, I do stay up till midnight quite frequently. My kids, they would go to bed by 9. 3 of them are teenagers now, so they all do whatever they want. But yeah, I stay up till midnight and paint. And then 2 years ago, this was all still very hobby, just fun thing. 2 years ago, my mother-in-law passed away very suddenly.
I'm sorry.
It was completely unexpected. And she was an artist. She did watercolors. And we found all this work in her basement that none, like my husband, none of like his siblings, we didn't know she'd even been working on. And so that was like the kick in the pants I kind of needed to be like, I have a million excuses not to chase this whole art thing. But I'm done listening to those excuses. Like, I just need to do it. It makes me happy. And hopefully my art can bring joy to other people as well. So
do you paint daily?
Almost.
Almost.
There are days where it just doesn't happen between the restaurant and the kids. The hardest thing, honestly, is when we go on vacation. I'm like, there's no time. I work in acrylic and I can't travel with acrylics very easily. So that's the hardest thing. Aside from that, I usually make time. Even if it's like kids got home from school, I have 30 minutes before we have to go to swim practice. I'm going to do something for me. So yeah, almost daily. Yeah.
And I'm just realizing I forgot to ask Diane to show us a couple of the pieces that she has in the show. But do you have 1 or 2 pieces that are in the show that we can see?
I do. Yeah. I'm going to show you 2 of my favorites. I have 5 in the show. But this is the first one.
Oh my goodness. The texture on that.
Yeah. I like to work in layers, really bold. The base layer of all of my paintings is neon.
Okay.
It really like intensifies the colors.
That's super cool.
And
are you using a medium to get that texture?
No, I use heavy bodied acrylic paint. So it builds up really nicely for me. Yeah.
Your paintings are worth a lot of money.
Like you were saying before, this is definitely a sale on my work. But it's worth it for exposure. Absolutely. And, getting
is this your first show?
This is the 3rd one I've done with you guys. I can't remember the names of the other 2. The first one I did was back in October, and I did sell some pieces at that show too, which was so exciting.
It's so exciting.
This is the other piece I wanted to show off. This one's called I Don't Believe in Coincidences.
What did you say it was?
It's called I Don't Believe in Coincidences.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So again, just super intense. Lots of texture. Yeah.
Well, this is so fun. I hope everybody has a chance to get in to the Square Foot Show, and it goes live at 8. We'll send you an email reminding you that it opens at 8, and we'll send people texts if you've signed up for the text messages. Those are great because those always remind me. Like I sit and I go, oh, it's live, and it's very exciting. And I love to go in and see how everybody's doing. And it's a very exciting show to watch in the first hour and a half as the paintings just sell so fast. So if you've never attended a Square Foot show, please do come see Katie's pieces. And yeah, we're okay, Kate. I'm going to let you go, and then I'm going to close down the show.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Okay, everybody, that was super fun. And I hope you understand that you have to go to squarefootshow.com at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. At 8 p.m., if you go to shop.squarefootshow.com, you will actually be launched right into the show because we use Shopify. And if you hit the link, it'll take you to the show platform. So either way, squarefootshow.com, shop.squarefootshow.com, subscribe at squarefootshow.com to enter to win this painting, but also to get the 48-hour preview, okay? And we're so thrilled to bring this to you again. And this month, the theme is trees. And I think that's it. You got to talk to 4 awesome artists. Now go check out the rest at Square Foot Show on Instagram. You can scroll infinitely there and see the work that these artists do and find some favorites and make a wish list. And we'll see you tomorrow night at the show. See you later, everybody.